The Acolyte proves one thing, that humanity can come together with a singular goal and purpose, and that is to call this show absolute trash as it is.
There is no hope for the Acolyte. No loud minority, but the overwhelming majority of what remains of the Star Wars fanbase has turned on the series, mocking and ridiculing.
Oh, you remember this part of episode 4? It was so funny. It was such a great joke. I loved it so much. It's so quirky and quirky. Remember how they need a tracker to track the tracker of the tracker? I laughed out so hard. I spilled my soy drink.
Ridiculing it for the frankly ridiculous plot contrivances on display. Not being able to accept this though, the powers that be at Lucasfilm not only dismiss any and all criticism as bigotry, they even promise to double down on everything fans.
You know what's the best part? Every single time something like this happens in Hollywood, where someone says, yeah, your characters are lame and gay and whatnot, and the showrunners are just like, I'm doubling down and making it worse now. Making it so bad, in fact, no one likes it. Was this the Wheel of Time thing that happened? When people were saying, yeah, these characters are dumb and lame. This character's only personality trait is being, whatever. And the showrunner was, I'm tripling down. I'm just gonna make more of these characters now because you're all bad. Dude, this is crazy. These people are absolute lunatics. How can Hollywood just live in the cesspool of lunacy, not understanding people? And the worst part is, it's not like information doesn't seep inside there. They know that people hate this. They have example after example after example how people hate this stuff. And they're like, no, we continue. Well, to be fair, Disney is literally, I don't know, multiple billions in debt. So, what's it one more show that costs them money? When you're almost 100 billion in debt, I mean, what's another billion there, Not a big deal. So this is all literally just for spreading the message. Everything gets sacrificed for one singular purpose. And that is a message.
Don't like about the Acolyte going forward.
Jesus. Yeah, the intro's still too long.
As per usual, the powers that be at Disney and Lucasfilm has primed their cast in advance to expect bigotry and lots of it, for simply existing in the Star Wars space, or whatever buzzwords were used, which is patently untrue. Case in point, we can all see the public comments everyone are making on YouTube, Facebook, X, Instagram, and more. And
I have not seen the trailer for episode 5. I'm probably not gonna watch it because, yeah.
Apart from a diminishingly small number of trolls, or for all we know, planted comments, as the need for actual Rossicism by far outweighs the supply. There was no legitimate bigotry to be found anywhere, and no hate towards anyone in the cast. The only thing that is publicly visible anywhere is legit criticism, as well as a fair bit of mockery and ridicule of an extremely poorly written and conceived show that objectively,
I would say there's a lot of mockery and making fun of this absolute failure of a... I don't even want to honestly call this a show. If the first 2 episodes were just dumb and stupid, at least there was some watchability in the fact that you were like, oh, I wonder what kind of improbable stupid thing is going to occur now. But episode 3 and 4 it's just boring. It's legitimately just boring. There's nothing happening in the episode. They just establish pronouns or they or them with us. Yes, you drooling, bumbling moron. The guy on the Jedi ship dressed as everyone else of the civilians is probably with you. You absolute Muppet brain. So, that's obviously a thing. Everything else, pretty funny. What's the Jedi Council? Don't know. Let's ignore them because that's going to be funny. A bunch of Jedi Masters get killed by May. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Let's just hide this from the Jedi Council. They don't need to know anything about this, okay? It's fine, okay? Listen, it's fine. Yeah, like that would happen. And man, and May herself, it's just mwah, mwah. It's just beautiful. It's just truly beautiful, is it not? The fact that she kills two Jedi Masters, and then she's like, "Wait, my sister that I wanted to kill the last time I saw her, and blamed her for everything bad that has ever happened in my life. Now she's alive, and I wanna be with her." Okay, yeah, cool. And how are you gonna achieve that? Oh, I'm gonna turn myself into the Jedi and then tell them everything that I don't know, because turns out I don't know absolutely anything about the situation, about the evil dude that's doing stuff. And they're gonna let me off the hook. They're not even gonna put me in jail because I killed two Jedi Masters, but I told them information that wasn't useful. You can't make up this bad level of writing, okay? And if we want to go into detail, there's even it gets worse. It gets worse. This is just kind of the overall stuff. People who actually know Star Wars just literally explode when they see this.
That objectively deserves every last bit of it. So unless...
Remember this scene? Remember the tattoo scene? Yeah, she has the tattoo. And the point of that tattoo is, so Squid Games asks her, hey, what's with tattoo? And and her answer is, oh, I got drunk with the boys and then I got a tattoo. I don't know what happened. And he's like, cool. And that is legitimately supposed to be character development. Can you imagine that? Character development. That counts as character development. Oh, you got a tattoo because you got drunk. Yeah, wow. Tell me more about your inner thoughts and how deep you are, please.
The cast has privately received tons of an altogether different kind of feedback. Without providing any receipts as proof that they did, then this entirely legit criticism is what they framed as bigotry.
And remember this guy who died for nothing? I do.
Hence, no one has seen any evidence of this alleged intolerable racism, which allegedly motivated the...
Oh yeah, of course, as always. Blame everything on the ists and the phobes, and everyone who doesn't like this show is definitely one of those, including the black people and whatnot who like it. I would also mention other groups of people, but let's be real. Diversity in Hollywood is all about just, black people.
Diss track that Amanda Stenberg put out against fans.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
I say allegedly motivated, because I am of the...
She literally blamed black violence on the fact that they cannot be violent and let out their rage or something like that. That is insanity.
Opinion that a far more plausible motivation is that her management decided that capitalizing on her alleged victimization at the hands of horrible racists is the way to grow both her standing in Hollywood and her social media following. And of course, Disney...
How did that work out for the Snow White girl? What's her face? I forgot. Yeah, that one. How did it work out for her?
Marketing gleefully signed off on it, as a diss track is so much better than having Ewan McGregor or someone do another car video like they made him do. So if Amanda Stenberg suddenly starts popping up at next year's Met Gala...
Look at that. Look at that nose piercing. It tells you a nose piercing is worth more than 1,000 words. Raffaello, don't sue me.
And other luxurious events for our betters. This song, and all the fiction contained within its lyrics, would be the chief reason why. I won't play...
Happy Juneteenth. Imagine I did something in 72 hours, edited, made this song. Wow, I'm so special, guys. I'm so special.
Why? I won't play the song itself here.
I once farted while pooping and didn't poop at the same time. I'm even more special.
Of course, as Team Disney and Stenberg are copyright striking anyone who provides fair use commentary on it. But suffice to say, Just like almost every other pop song of today, it wouldn't have been accepted by the music industry 20 plus years ago when standards still existed. I mean, there's a reason why most music festivals around the world still have the same headliners today as 20 and even 30 years ago. But the sad state of the music industry aside, let's move on to Leslie Headland coping with the negative reception.
Aw, Leslie Headland. I love her so much. She has destroyed so many things while being completely oblivious about the world. It's beautiful. By the way, they literally paid her millions just to try and re-visualize her relationship with her sister in the Acolyte. Bruh, can I get $1 million, Disney, to try and revision into film or whatever my reinterpretation of how I once drank a glass of Coca-Cola? Please? I mean, you paid her more for less.
According to Leslie Headland, the only problem
Again, anytime someone brings up her name, you should instantaneously interject and say, Leslie Headland, the faithful, loyal, serving private assistant of Harvey Weinstein. There you go.
with the Acolyte is that fans are watching it wrong and not getting it. That is the summary of the June 20th spin piece in the
If you make something and the majority of people watch it and perceive it that way, isn't the argument that you just made it wrong actually stronger?
Hollywood Reporter, titled "The Acolyte creator doesn't believe her new series is queer with a capital Q," implicating
Wait, what do you mean? She literally called this the gayest, queerest, most whatever Star Wars ever, and she was so happy and thrilled about it previously. And now she's saying it's not? Leslie, how dare you? Oh no.
being it's only queer with a small q, so fans really should be flocking to it and embracing it. Perhaps not helping with this read though, the story proper says about the cast. Stenberg, who identifies as non-binary and gay, is joined by Russian Doll's Charlie Barnett, who said he came out as gay at age 13
Wow,
as the fastidious Jedi Knight Jord Fundar, and
Of course he did. Okay, listen, nowadays it's not enough in Hollywood that you're just, for example, black. You also need to be black and queer to get a role. Oh man, this just doesn't. Where is the limit? There is no limit, is there? Jesus. Soon all the actors are gonna have to perform drag at their pastime just to have enough brownie points.
Barnett is actually one of 2 Russian Doll actors to play a Jedi on The Acolyte, as Headland's wife, Rebecca Henderson, plays Jedi Master Vanestra Rowe from the Star
Yeah, the green one. Oh, and you know what's the best part about her wife? It's the fact that she, by far, by goddamn landslide far, is the worst actor in the show by far. Every time it's not even how a real person talks. It's how does she just... She has such simple lines that amount to effectively yes, no, look at me, I'm a giant pain. And she fails that. You would think she would be good at being a giant pain because that's her natural state. But no, she fails that.
Star Wars The High Republic multimedia project. Headland married Henderson in 2016. So, quite heavy on representation there. Moving forward a bit. However, as someone who generally pushes back on the notion that queer artists are capable of creating only queer or queer-coded art.
Wait, did you just say queer artists? I don't what?
Headland remains perplexed by a recent viral moment from her show's LA Junket. A journalist posited to her and Stenberg that The Acolyte is arguably the gayest Star Wars by a considerable margin.
Hell yeah,
The writer, director,
boys.
and her star had fun with the line of inquiry, but now that the
Also, it's been 4 episodes of Star Wars and we haven't seen a single lightsaber crash, against another one, or clash I should say in this case. And I mean, that does make in universe sense why there has not been a single lightsaber battle in a Star Wars production about Jedi. Because, you know, a Jedi only draws their lightsaber when they wanna kill, said May, and when they need a flashlight.
The exchange has generated a bevy of responses. Or more accurately, this is my injection, fans can see that it was absolutely on point. The question of what makes a piece of mass entertainment gay is one this queer artist continues to ponder in earnest.
Oh, he's saying artist, not artist.
Surprised by the question, Amandla and I just burst out laughing because that's our knee-jerk reaction to being asked that. But to be honest, I don't know what the term gay means in that sense, admits Hedlund, adding, I don't believe that I've created queer, with a capital Q, content. You know, this answer gives me flashbacks to the South Park episode Cherokee Hair Tampons from many seasons ago,
this one.
back when Mr. Garrison was still in the closet. And to prove to the world how not gay he was going to write the hottest and straightest erotic novel there ever was. Yet the final result turned out to be, and I quote, the best homoerotic novel since Huckleberry Finn. Let's move on to the Coven of Witches, which queer publication.
My favorite coven of lesbian witches that's completely boring and I don't want to see them anymore.
Them magazine proudly dubbed Lesbian Space Witches, and how Leslie feels that fans have read them in particular.
Communist lesbian space witches that are so boring that even males don't care about them. It's a covenant of desperate women! How am I not interested in that? It makes no sense!
Wrong saying about them. They're in a matriarchal society. As a gay woman, I knew it would read that their sexuality is queer, but there also aren't many men in their community, she explains. So a closeness between the two of them would be natural. It seemed plot-driven. She adds, I would say it's really reductive to call them lesbians, even though they blatantly are. I think it means you're not really paying attention to this story.
So that she's effectively accidentally admitting that the story is just about being a lesbian, not actually Star Wars.
No, we are, and so was Them magazine, perhaps more than you. Anyway, she concludes by saying, honestly, I feel sad that people would think that if something were gay, then that would be bad, Hedlund says. It makes me feel sad that a bunch of people on the internet would somehow dismantle what I consider to be the most important piece of art that I've ever made. Which, again, tells me that Leslie Hedlund's sensibilities were such.
So anything she makes is really important and people should not critique her, even though the thing that she made with the express with the express need and want to push into other people's faces. Can you imagine being that crazy? You're taking a stick, putting it in a pile of poop, and then just shoving it in people's faces, and you legitimately think no one's gonna have a reaction to that. Imagine being that insane.
That she maybe wasn't the best fit for a property like Star Wars in the first place. Someone else not a fit for Star Wars is Pakistani-born female rights and empowerment activist Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, somehow the director of the upcoming Rey movie, who has promised to double down on the messaging.
Yes, and I promise I will watch the last Rey Star Wars movie where she Palpatines, or something like that. I promise. I know it's been still years. I know I have made this promise in the last couple of weeks like multiple times, and I'm seemingly not even remotely interested in even watching the movie, but I will at some point. I really, really will.
Fresh off the documentary Diane von Furstenberg, Woman in Charge, Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy spoke out in Variety and reaffirming that Star Wars,
where Variety claimed that she's the first ever woman of X to do anything in Hollywood. God bless. God bless.
Is a female brand now. The writer of the piece wrote, she
nice.
will direct a Star Wars film centered on Rey Palpatine as she leads the Jedi Academy. When I ask
Nice.
Acolyte Chinoy what attracted her to the project, she approaches the question like I'm guiding her toward the Sarlacc pit. The story that interests me most is in Rey's journey as a female Jedi,
Oh.
Acolyte Chinoy says. As if we've never seen that before, but she continues.
I don't know about that. All those Twi'lek Jedis, well, never saw them as Jedis, you know? It is what it is.
That's how I can best bring my experiences to it. But again, like Leslie Headland,
You know why that sounds so bad? Because stop for a moment and just think, what kind of her experiences she's gonna bring to the table as the journey of a female Jedi? Hell no. So, what kind of experiences is she gonna bring? That's right. Probably some really, really stupid ones.
while her experiences may be great for a certain brand of documentaries, there is nothing really applicable to Star Wars about them. Fans have pointed this out too, and addressing the fan skepticism, she said, "The greatest thing about Star Wars is that everyone has a personal connection to it. Everyone is passionate about it. And throughout the fandom, people have clear ideas of who should direct or what the stories should be about. I'm just drowning out those voices until I'm done. As a storyteller, I'm focused on drawing new moviegoers into the cinema and bringing a sense of nostalgia that will appeal to older fans of the series." Right. Allow me
Yeah, that sentence does not make a lot of sense, but okay.
to translate. Her focus is on bringing in modern audiences.
Dude, again, I'm not even joking. A Jar Jar movie would absolutely just be great at this point. There has never been a greater time in the world than to embrace a Jar Jar movie. What do we have to lose? It would probably actually be the only Star Wars hit in a long time at this point if they did a Jar Jar movie. Imagine how great this would be.
But
Because, you know, it would be stupid and everyone would expect the stupid, but it's Jar Jar, so it's fine.
there will also be some throwaway nostalgia bait to satisfy the older fans. This is almost word for word the same thing that
Nostalgia bait doesn't work because it's nostalgia bait, and, you know, that means there's nothing to it. They're just gonna try and get people into watching this by, you know, having Yoda appear for 2 seconds or something like that. That's literally gonna be it.
Leslie Headland said prior to the Acolyte being released. And now we know that her big idea to please the older fans were repeating some famous lines and bringing in Ki-Adi-Mundi in a manner which wrecked canon and continuity.
He looks so bad, by the way. He legitimately looks like a purple dildo.
With episode 1. Yet that same general approach is what fans were just promised for the upcoming Rey movie. Good times. But do you think we will indeed get that Rey movie? Or
I hope so. It will be amazing. I'm not gonna watch it now, not gonna lie. Anyway, that was Midnight Edge 10 out of 10. Bye bye.